Zealous is Brother Gibbons' focused word tonight. It means enthusiastic devotion, eager desire, or single-minded allegiance. Related words are fervent, eager, or dedicated. Contrasted, half-hearted, careless, or heedless. I'll be using two examples of zeal tonight, which are Caleb and young Jesus. Caleb was 40 years old and believed when he was sent to spy the promised land. But because of the unbelief of the others, Israel had to wander in the wilderness for another 45 years. After wandering with the same clothes and shoes the entire time in the wilderness, Joshua and Caleb came back to the promised land. Caleb was now 85 years old, or 85, and he was ready to go to battle for the land that God had given him 45 years before. He never forgot about this. This tells you that when you are zealous, that you never forget what you're eager about. At 12 years old, Jesus was about his father's business. He had zeal. Mary and Joseph didn't know what he was doing in the temple. He had so much zeal. Jesus wanted to please God. He had a desire for God's work. Mary and Joseph looked for Jesus for 3 days and found him in the temple. That reveals how long young Jesus was in the temple. When you have zeal, you will always follow through with your plan. If it takes you 40 years to do it, like Caleb, then you can do it. If it takes 3 days, you can do it like Jesus did it. You just never stop short in zeal for no reason. Zeal isn't really affected by age, because when you love God and have faith, you can be zealous. Sydney is 9 and zealous. Brother John is 96, baptized when he was younger. He still has that zeal that he got when he was baptized. Anybody at any age can be zealous. When you love God, it creates zeal. When you have a love for something, you do all that you can to improve it or try your best to spend time with it. When you love God, you work hard to get done with the things that you have to do in order to ponder on the things of the Lord or prepare something to give it to fellowship. And when you have faith, which can also cause zeal, you love God. You cannot have faith and not love God. Jesus loved God. He had a zeal for learning about him. At 12 years old, he was in the temple listening to the teachers of the law, the skilled Bible teachers of the day. And they were asking him questions about what they were experts in. That shows how much knowledge 12-year-old Jesus already had, and he wasn't at the peak of it either. Caleb was one of the 2 spies that believed that they could take the promised land. And when the spies came back, all of us know that the other 10 were afraid and thought they could not defeat the giants of the land that God had given them. If that isn't bizarre, I have no clue what it is. Why would God give his chosen people a promise and then stop them from inheriting it? He wouldn't, because our God can't change, so he can't take back what he promised. Never has he done this. Because Caleb was zealous, he got what he believed that him and Israel could only take with God's help. Caleb and young Jesus were both zealous. Zeal provokes you to do whatever you have an eager desire to do. Eagerness is when you're very devoted to one thing. You are wanting to do something that you're very excited about. When you want to do something that you're excited about, you can't wait to get to it. When you have a mindset on contemplating the things that God said in the Bible, you are zealous to get to it. Especially if you have a very strong love for him. And when you get to it, you do a lot of it. You're also willing to do it because you enjoy it. When you enjoy looking into the Word, you get things from it. And you prosper because of your love for those things. Zeal provokes persistence, thankfulness, diligence, and satisfaction. Or gratefulness is another word for thankfulness. When you have an eager desire, single-minded allegiance, or an enthusiastic devotion about the right thing, you will be rewarded. In closing, I'd like to read Galatians 4:18. But it is good to be zealously affected always in a good thing, and not only when I am present with you.